Okay, lastly, we have got the Pokemon spin-off games. So, Pokemon Colosseum, XD Gale of Darkness, and then the Mystery Dungeon games, and then Pokemon Conquest. There are a few other Pokemon spin-off games, but I just don't... I don't know, I just don't seem to really, or feel like I really care about them quite as much. Maybe one day I will look into them a bit more. They just don't seem quite as relevant or loved as these other ones. Like, especially the not Rescue Team, Mystery Dungeon series. Like, there's so much love for them, and I would love to play more of them. I do have the remade one on Switch of the first Mystery Dungeon games, but I find the gameplay a bit not to my tastes, unfortunately. So I will probably try and get back into it another time, because I do want to really get into these games, because I recently watched a walkthrough for Explorers of Sky, and it really is just beautiful. Like, it's Pokemon at its best, I would say, in terms of, like, presentation and everything. So I really want to get into this series a lot more. But for now, I'm probably just gonna look it up until also because, like, they're not easy games to play. Whether that's, like, just getting them or whatever, it's not an easy thing. I probably could get Super Mystery Dungeon easily, but yeah, because there is a secondhand game shop quite near me that I go to. So yeah, I don't know an awful lot about Pokemon Conquest, but it's one I also heard is quite good, and it's like based in the past with like it's like Fire Emblem, which is another thing I'm gonna get into soon. Probably probably right now actually. Why not? Because I don't have a lot to say about Conquest. I just want to give it a try. Fire Emblem. I didn't include any Fire Emblem games on this list because it's just a series I'm so not in the loop with. Like, the only Fire Emblem game I've beaten is Fates. And I'm not afraid to say, it's only because they had a super easy mode for that game, what is why I beat it. I played it in 2016, like, I was 16 years old, so don't judge me. But yeah, I have watched a lot of walkthroughs for Fire Emblem because I am interested to see what they're all about. I just can't get into them, I really can't, that's why I didn't include them on the list. But like, just about every Fire Emblem game apart from Fate's Conquest, I have not played, so it just kind of would have taken up most of the list. So I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I watched the walkthroughs for Fire Emblem Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, and I loved them so much. The writing is so good, and the characters are great, because, like, with some of the other games, and I don't mean to cause offense, but I did find them a bit meh, kind of the samey. Like, even the main characters just kind of felt like Marth a lot of the time, and, like, a lot of the women main characters just felt like, maybe Celica is the best example. They kind of just blended together a lot. But Ike is such a great protagonist. I love him. And I love the themes on, like, racism and classism and stuff. And, oh, it was so good. The way that Ike kind of wasn't afraid to step up to a lot of those things. I loved it. I love those games. Just the whole conflicts as well, and especially in Radiant Dawn, with all the characters, is so good. So good. So good. I'd love to play them properly. I do have Path of Radiance on the GameCube, but I can't play them. I find that really hard. Hopefully, one day I will become good enough. Because, as I say, I have been trying to get through all these games since 2015. It's taken me a long time to play a lot of the main ones, and I haven't even got a lot of the mainline ones done, like Pokemon. So yeah, we'll see. And even, like, I would say Yoshi's New Island and DS are mainline games for Yoshi. I haven't played, so yeah. Those are probably the ones I should really try and get done first. That's another thing about getting a backlog done, is it's just hard to know which ones you want to go for. But yeah, I'm probably going to make another video talking about my favorite games. I have a top 10 in mind, and I've had a top 10 in mind, and I would love to just ramble about that for a while, so hopefully you guys would be interested in that. But yeah, I was going to do this video all in one take, but this house that I live in is so noisy, so busy, so yeah, I had to do a few cuts. Which I was hoping to avoid, but there's always next time. I'm just going to see if there's anything else I can talk about, because I feel like I didn't do the first few enough justice, because I was just getting my head around what I was going to say, because I don't have a script or anything. That's not me. I do everything very last minute. Yeah. I've asked for, like, the side games of Pokemon. I have played the Snap games. They're great. I love them. Oh, I didn't talk about Diddy Kong. Okay. Yeah, I watched a walkthrough for Diddy Kong Racing, and I do have Diddy Kong Racing on the DS, the DS version, but it is, like, I've heard it's very hard. I mean, I should give it a try, but it's just about getting an app and actually doing these things. I don't know. I find these that hard. That's why it's taking me so long to get this far with my backlog. But yeah, I'm at a place where I can actually fit them all on one page, which is great. Oh, yes, I was also going to talk about Punch-Out for a minute. So, I've only beaten one Punch-Out game, but, like, I really don't think that's a big deal to include the other ones, because, like, they're all the same. They're all reboots of each other, kind of like a lot of the Star Fox games.